she was fucking Johnny's lawyer was just no holds bar, just going straight for the jugular every time. Like it was just a nonstop barrage of fucking condescending questions leading to like her just saying, "You're wrong." Anyway, hello and welcome everyone. This is the Why Am I Here podcast with me, your host, Sonny. How's it going, everyone? This is 8, the Ocho, podcast 8. We love to see it. Sorry I'm a little late on getting this out. I decided to have a life and go out on Friday night, but let's not worry about that. Let's worry about why am I here? I'm here today because of Tequila Red Bull. Tequila Red Bull is a dangerous combination that will lead to many things, some which being waking up on a couch, not knowing how you got there. Yep, that happened to me on Friday. But other than that, a lot of things have been happening in the film world. I went and saw Men. Jeez, that's all I really got to say at the moment. It's still like lingering in my head what I saw, but I can't even say I would recommend Men to everyone. It's it tries to be very high art, but not high art at the same time. It was very the ending was insane. Actually, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, I can't speak on that movie. It'll just ruin it, ruin the experience I had at least. But in film news, we have Hayden Panettiere returning to the Scream franchise, which is awesome. She was in, I believe it was Scream 3. Yeah, she was in Scream 3. And I like Hayden, although I didn't realize she was still out there. Last time I saw her was in like Heroes and like getting into bar fights with her significant other on the internet. So that's interesting now that I think about that. But I think she's solid for Scream. She can definitely scream her head off. She was in that game. Forget what it was called. What was Until Dawn, which was kind of acting, I guess. And that's like the last thing I really saw her in. But I'm excited for Hayden's return. I'm just excited for more Scream, honestly. I probably said this before. Scream is like one of my favorite horror franchises. I love how it deconstructs the horror genre while being very entertaining. But Pete Davidson and Naomi Scott have been cast in this film by A24 called Wizards with an exclamation point. So, Wizards? No, that was a exclamation point question. We'll get it. But the film follows two beach bar operators who run into some trouble when they stumble across some stolen loot that they should have just left alone. I'm gonna be honest, that movie sounds very bad, but I mean, I'll give it a chance. It seems like I don't really like beach bum movies, you know what I mean? Pete Davidson though. Kate McKinnon also left SNL. Oh fuck. I mean Pete was on his way out the door from SNL, so that's more believable, but the dude is the world is his oyster right now. He's loving it. Like he's coming out in that other A24 film, Bodies, 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 which looks pretty fucking funny. But on to some trailers, we have Spiderhead. Spiderhead looks very interesting. I saw this trailer like I didn't really watch it. I just skimmed over it, you know, because I was vibing. But yeah, let me play this for you. Check it out.
Hello again.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Amnesty.
Not late at all.
I don't think Spiderhead looks bad. It looks enjoyable. Probably like a 60 to 65% out of 10. Run of the mill Netflix movie score, you know? I mean I think it looks good. I think it looks good. I'm gonna come out and I'm not backing down from this hill. This film, Spiderhead, looks really good, and I cannot wait to see it. Because Chris Hemsworth looks good. And if it's bad, then I'll say it's bad. Like I'll say it's bad, but you know, what's the saying? Bad meaning good, not bad meaning bad. But if I were to rate it when it comes out and it's bad, then yeah, I'll say it's ass. I don't care. I do like Chris Hemsworth. He's a handsome man. He's very, very attractive dude. He's got the look. Oh, I made a mark for the Predator prequel trailer, but I'm not watching that. It's like a fucking 30 second 30 second 30-second clip. It's not really. I don't even know why they're making a prequel for the Predator movie, and I don't know. I guess it would be the OG, like, because there are so many Predator movies. Like there's Predators, where they go to like Predator World and they try to survive there. Got Predator with Arnold. Predator 2 is actually kind of good. It's a highly underrated Predator movie. Then there's Alien versus Predator. You can't even top Alien versus Predator. There's no way but down. They made a sequel and it was fucking garbage. But I digress. I love AVP. AVP is a good movie. The second one, not so much. But on to more trailers. We have Resurrection with Rebecca Hall. I recently watched Rebecca Hall in was it The Night House? She's pretty good. I have no idea what this film's about. This is the first time I'm watching the trailer, and you'll get my live reaction. I'll actually talk during this. Jesus adjacent. It's coming out on Shutter, so it's a horror movie. I think Rebecca Hall mostly does horror movies. So I guess that movie is about. Okay, that's what I thought. She was like a victim of probably abuse, and after 2 decades of evading this dude, she finally has to confront him. Yeah, okay. No, I'll definitely watch that. It's gonna be good. Rebecca Hall does not put out duds. I will say that. When she goes for it. Like I would check out The Night House. It was actually a surprising film. It's on HBO Max. I was very pleasantly surprised from that. Oh, that's right. There was a Boys trailer. I didn't even put that in the notes. But I don't know. I feel weird about The Boys. Like I feel like it's going to start getting ass. I had literally zero expectations like watching that movie and turned out to be a decent flick. But there's a Billy Eichner film called Bros. This looks very funny, I will say. Can I show the red band? Why not? We're adults here. Damn. What the fuck is that? That that's No, that movie looks hilarious. I can't wait to see that. Bros, Billy Eichner. Yeah, compared to men, it looks very gay, but I support that. Next trailer from George Miller. George Miller hasn't put a film out since Mad Max Fury Road, which is a great film. If you have not seen it, I would go and see that. George Miller's like fucking 80 or 90 years old. This dude's fucking old. I know. We got Cronenberg and Miller in the same year. What are the fucking odds of that? But let's check this trailer out. I have not seen this. It looks like something with a genie. She wishes for love or something. She falls in love with the genie. Yeah, that's my prediction. I didn't even pause it there. The vibe to this is very unique, and I like it. I like it. I'm definitely gonna go see this. When does this come out? This says this summer. Oh, it's based on a short story. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, like George Miller's. I don't know how he does it. He's an old fucking dude too, and he still puts out these like visual masterpieces. Honestly, blows my mind. Yeah, we're gonna watch the She-Hulk trailer for sure. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about the CW slaughtering. I don't know if anyone saw that, but I was on Twitter, minding my business the other day, and I just see like CW's canceling this show. I was like, oh wow, interesting. CW's canceling this show. So I just kept reading that CW was just canceling shows. They canceled like six to eight shows in one fucking day. I mean, but these weren't shows that. Yeah, everything except Riverdale, which is fucking weird. I think Riverdale's going into its last season. I say that hoping that it is. I don't know if it actually is. But I mean, I stopped watching CW shows a while ago, to be honest. I used to love Arrow. Arrow was a great show. Yep. And every show they do after season 2 just terrible. Terrible. The Flash is like I used to really like The Flash, but it might be one of the worst shows I've ever seen. Just this shit that happens in it sometimes is ridiculous. Arrow, first 2 seasons of Arrow are like actually some of the best seasons of like any superhero show. And I say that I stamp that because those first 2 seasons are actually really. Oh yeah, Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller is a fucking. It's funny. I knew this was gonna happen ever since he choked out that fan years ago. I don't know how he kept his role as the Flash. I think they came out and said that they were gonna try and replace him, but apparently that was just false. I guess they're still keeping him. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I even saw the latest Ezra clip of him fucking spazzing out on the police officer. I don't know. I don't know about that. It's crazy. Speaking of unique individuals, there's actually a documentary series in the works called House of Hammer, where the series examines different scandals over the course of 5 generations of Army Hammer's family. I didn't know it it went that deep, honestly. The only thing I know about Army Hammer is he might be a cannibal. I think that's the last thing I saw from him. How is there 5 generations worth of scandals from this one family? And this dude's fucking he was a movie star. He was a Lone Ranger. Army Hammer was the Lone Ranger. I only remember that because I was watching stuff on the Johnny Amber trial and the Lone Ranger popped up. Fucking Army Hammer's family? Are they really that messed up? I had no idea. I'll have to do some research into that personally. But in other news, uh Adult Swim greenlights a 10-episode Rick and Morty the anime series. Cool. I'll watch it. I will watch it. I'm sure it's going to be interesting. I if I remember from the show, it's been I haven't watched Rick and Morty in probably over a year now. But there was like an anime style episode or an opening at least or something like that from one of the episodes. So honestly, I feel like they would base a 10 episode series just off of like that one instance. I feel like they're creative enough to do that. But I mean, I also feel like it's hopping on the rising of anime trend. So it's interesting. It's an interesting look for sure. Oh yeah, speaking of series, watched I watched Love, Death and Robots season 3. I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. I liked a few episodes. But I feel like the thing about Love, Death and Robots that since it's like short stories, I'm trying to remember which ones I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the crab one. That was I actually really liked that one. And it was actually directed by David Fincher. No, I like the fucking twist at the end there with for the crab one. That was really good. Um I liked Kill Team with the army bros fighting the CIA bear contraption thing. I enjoyed that. I just enjoyed the overall of all vibe to that episode. That was really cool. How they did the art and music and mixed it with the humor. Very enjoyable. Personally, I do not like the three robot episodes. I don't think those are funny at all. Swarm, that episode with the swarm and the guy tried to fucking like hijack it and got mollywop. Yeah, like my overall take is that it was alright. The fucking the last episode with the fucking siren woman. Ah, that was wild. That was an interesting episode. I didn't fully understand it, I will say. But yeah, she was I just loved how it looked. It it was like some of the best like animation I've seen them do. Like it looked like a video game, but like a real like an Unreal Unreal Engine video game. Like crazy good graphics and everything. Love Death Robots season 3 if you have not watched it and you enjoy short stories, it might be up your alley. A lot of short stories. But I got two more trailers. Umbrella Academy. I don't know if anyone watches the Umbrella Academy, but season 3 is coming out. I'm a little excited for it. I do enjoy Umbrella Academy. I'm curious how this show I feel I talked to my friend about this before and we were kind of in agreement that they're probably going to write it in. But Elliot Page, I guess they're going to make the character transition as well so that Elliot doesn't have to like, you know, wait, rate what am I rating? My bad. I just read that. Unfortunately, I did not watch Barry or Atlanta this week. I dropped Halo. That show's ass. I thought it was getting good. It kind of was. And then ass. Just got bad again. So I'm no longer watching Halo. Fuck that show. But this Umbrella Academy trailer, let's check this out. Pogo's back. Love to fucking see it. Pogo is back, ladies and gentlemen. That monkey's back. This will be an interesting season for sure. For those who aren't caught up on the Umbrella Academy, they spoilers, they created a paradox through time travel. And now it looks like they're going against alternate reality versions of themselves. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm all for it. I'd like to see how it pans out. The Umbrella Academy is an interesting show. I feel like it teeters that line of almost being ass, but it never stoops below it. Like it's a solid show, and I really enjoy the action's pretty good. But I mean, I'm a sucker for superhero content, but I don't know if that includes She-Hulk because this trailer came out, kind of upset some people, kind of made a lot of people horny. So let's check it out. See what all the fuss is about. I feel like the Hulk's CGI looks a lot better than like her CGI. I my personal take on what I just watched. So, um, I feel like the Marvel shows are starting to come at us a little too quickly, and we're gonna start running into like Agents of Shield Inhumans territory, and that's what I'm worried about. Because I'm sure there's a plan, but like they have so many characters now in the MCU. I get they don't have to make it all tie into each other. They can have it they can separate their worlds a little bit, like how they did with the Netflix shows with Daredevil, Luke Cage, and those other two, Jessica Jones and Iron Fist. But then they have characters that can also show up in movies. I feel like She-Hulk could show up in. Yeah, I did see that Daredevil. I didn't know Jessica Jones was coming back. I did see that Daredevil's coming back. And honestly, I don't think Daredevil's going to be as good as it was now that it's on Disney Plus. Because I feel like Disney now has like a lot more control over that show than it did before. And I liked Daredevil because it backed away. The one thing about the Marvel shows, they're taking us like all over the place. Like Moon Knight was in Europe and Egypt. Um Hawkeye was in New York. I'm pretty sure because like looking back on the comics, I think She-Hulk was a part of like West Coast Avengers. She's a West Coast hero. It's a lot happening, especially after Doctor Strange with kind of like added to the hodgepodge of possibilities. I'm nervous with the MCU because personally, although Moon Knight was, I don't know, I really didn't like how Moon Knight ended, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like the quality in the shows are already dropping. It's to be seen. I think the next movie is Thor: Love and Thunder. Maybe Loki's gonna show up at the end of that. I know the God Butcher's in that, so that'll be an interesting villain. How did you feel about the Doctor Strange movie then? I just felt like I also felt the same way about Doctor Strange mom. I felt like I was expecting too much. I feel it's like I'm starting to overhype certain properties that I, especially MCU, I'm seeing. Like I'm expecting so much, and like they kind of get there, but they don't take it to the extent that I really want them to. I just feel like they could have done more multiverse stuff with Doctor Strange. They didn't really do much. I just want to know how fucking Loki fits into all this. Honestly, that's really the only hang up I have about everything that I'm just like super unsure of. Because like Loki and Sylvie killed Kang, sparking the branching of timelines and timelines weaving and branching, like I said before. So there are more timelines until the more timelines now, other than the original MCU thread timeline, right? But since Loki deals with like time travel and temporal disturbances, the ending of Loki could have literally happened at any point in time. So like where does Loki like fit in? Cuz what was WandaVision was first, and that brought us to Doctor Strange. Then it was Loki, which just I would think was going to tie in with Doctor Strange, which just didn't. I don't know. I'm confused. Yeah, and that Charlie's Theron just appearing at the end. I didn't even know who she even was. It was so like abrupt, and it kind of took away from how the film actually ended with like Strange freaking out and like opening the third eye, and then she shows up, and Strange is like cool that he has a third eye now. Like the transition to that was so like weird. Like it's obvious that like there was time in between it, but it didn't look like it. Like it looked like it was like, holy fuck, there's an eye growing out of my forehead to like, oh yeah, I know. Let's go. But the incursions are interesting. I actually remember reading one of the storylines about incursions. So I'm actually used to that. Probably see the MCU Illuminati for the 616 universe. I find it interesting that they're calling it 616 because that's the prime uh comic book universe as well. So it makes sense. But I mean, I can ramble on about the MCU and how I feel about it for another hour, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to end this does it for podcast 8, the Ocho. Thank you everyone who stopped by in the live chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the interaction. Next podcast will be Friday or Saturday. I'll have to figure that out. Most likely Friday. And yeah. Gonna hopefully have a special guest who I shall not reveal yet. So make sure you follow me on the why am I here pod on Twitter. Stay up to date on the podcast when episodes are coming out.